I'd like to testify to give glory to the Lord that in 2017, in prophecy, the Lord told me that the enemy had placed a terminal sickness in me. And I felt well, but a few days went by and I fainted and had to go to the hospital. They ran some tests. They ran an endoscopy and showed that my stomach had a tumor. And that tumor was necrotic and it protruded 15 millimeters from my stomach, and 7 years went by in which I was very sick. I had internal bleeding, a lot of pain. But even with that, I glorified the Lord. I served him at church. And at all times, I would seek the Lord in worship services and read the Bible and go to Bible studies and watch reflections. Even with pain, I would serve the Lord and come home happy. And this year, the Lord surprised me, as he does many times, and he told me in prophecy, the time has come in which I will heal your stomach. I'm going to give you the best doctors, and you will be testifying with tears in your eyes. And that's what happened. After undergoing many tests, the Lord began to work very quickly. He caused it to happen very fast. He allowed them to find the tumor very easily. And in a worship service, the Lord told me, I have healed that terminal illness. They ran some tests and didn't find the necrosis anymore, just the tumor. And they found that it was a cancerous malignant tumor that was encapsulated. And when they went to perform the surgery, they couldn't find the tumor, because they were going to do it through a laparoscopy, but the tumor was inside my stomach and it protruded through my stomach, and this complicated the surgery. It should have been a 2-hour surgery, but it ended up being almost 7 hours. I lost a lot of blood, but trusting in the Lord, because he had made me the promise that he would extend my life. So I left the operating room and was in recovery for a week, in which I was intubated with tubes. They told me that it was going to be very complicated, the recovery that is, that I would be intubated in my trachea as well. So that would affect my vocal cords. But surprisingly, as the Lord does many times, my wife laid hands on me and the pain subsided. I said, bring me my cell phone so I can listen to the sermons, choruses, and reflections in bed, even with pain. And this made me happy. On the 6th day, everything was recovering very quickly. I was starting to feel better. And that same day, I left the hospital walking. A few days went by in recovery, and I started feeling like I needed to go to church. In the Orchidia Church, I received prophecy, and the Lord spoke to me. He comforted me, as the Lord does many times. He was pleased when we testify, when we do it without any inappropriate remarks against him. So I trusted in the Lord, and the Lord told me in prophecy, you put me in the first place. You've given me the honor that I like, so I'm going to extend your life so you can continue serving me. And that day I left, that night, I was able to lie down, because prior to that I was only able to sit. My wounds started to heal very quickly. There's almost nothing remaining from the scars. The next day my throat was healed. And then Friday I was here back at church, exalting and praising the Lord. And here I am standing for the honor and glory of the Lord. I testify.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. May the Lord bless you. The Lord in past prophecies said to me, go to the doctors, because through the doctors I will be glorifying myself. During a test that was ran, they diagnosed me with thyroid cancer. And the Lord in prophecy said to me, Through that procedure, I will be surprising the doctors. I will be showing my greatness and my power. Do not fear, daughter. I had to go through a node extraction surgery. And one of those nodes had metastasized in my vocal cords. Therefore, the doctors had informed my family that I would not be able to speak again. After this, the Lord fulfilled His word, because the doctors were amazed when they walked into my room and they heard me speaking normally. Through prophecy, the Lord said to me, you will have to go through many more procedures, but do not worry, because I will be with you. I will glorify myself, and your testimony will evangelize many people. You will be traveling to another city, and you will not have to pay for anything. You will be seeing my churches, and I traveled to the city of Medellin for iodine therapy, and I attended to the services in many churches, and I visited places that I've never been to. And the Lord had promised me to evangelize, and today it has been so for many brothers and sisters. And a couple of days ago, the Lord said, do not worry about that procedure, because it will be supported by me. The Lord allowed for a laryngoplasty to be performed because my vocal cords were paralyzed because of the cancer I've had. And brothers and sisters, that procedure was the very first to be done in the city of Barranquilla with the doctors. And the Lord was the one acting in His mercy, because when they evaluated everything after the surgery, my vocal cords appear as brand new. The Lord has healed me from that cancer and given me new vocal cords. And all of this I testify to give honor and glory to the name of our God.